have ever experienced police brutality? Well, I never experienced myself, but unfortunately, a lot of people experience it around the world. Police brutality is the use of excessive force, usually physical, but can also be nonverbal intimidation. This misconduct is a violation of our human rights and corruption within our government and leaves a negative impact on society. To begin with, police brutality infringes upon our basic human rights. These rights state that all people, no matter what race, sex, or ethnicity, are entitled to basic rights and freedoms. More specifically, everyone has the right to privacy, life, and the pursuit of happiness. Police violate our privacy when they pull someone over, searching their pockets or cars without probable cause. According to ACLU.org, if you're a black person living in Ferguson, you have a high chance of being pulled over, arrested, cited, and abused by the police. There's clear racism going on, and people of different minorities are still being targeted and not treated equally. The case that has resparked the nation since the beating of Rodney King in New York City was of a young man named Trayvon Martin. CNN.com states that Trayvon Martin, a young black male, walked into a gas station and purchased Skittles and Arizona tea. On his way back home, he was followed by a neighborhood watch / wannabe cop who racial profiled him and stereotyped him just by saying he was young, black, and wearing a hoodie. Zimmerman claims that he was up to no good, and that's the reason why he followed him. After notifying the police, in which they told him not to follow him, he followed him anyway and ended up shooting and killing Trayvon Martin. He was tried in court and was let free from the charge of second-degree murder, in other words, acquittal. Secondly, police brutality has corrupted the government ever since the time of the Romans, according to cybersa.com. Romans would torture Christians because they were the targeted minority group back then. Our justice system is corrupt and has been for a very long time. If you dive back in past to study the numerous murders of African Americans during the civil rights movement, one event that exposed the justice system is the case of Emmett Till. Emmett Till was basically a young black boy who was from Chicago, and he went down south to visit his grandparents, and he supposedly whistled at a white woman and touched her hand while paying for something. So the white woman went back and told her husband, and him and his friend kidnapped Emmett and basically tortured him. So they killed him and then threw his body in the river. And basically the government grants immunity for police from consequences of brutalizing people, which allows history to repeat itself and the same events occur over and over. And in Emmett's case, the two men were tried and basically let go, and they were acquitted, which means they were completely free of all charges, and that really opened up everybody's eyes in America to see that that white people were basically highly favored over black people. And lastly, police brutality leaves a negative impact on the society. The fact that officers can get away with committing such a crime has many people now questioning police departments. Victims of this brutality develop phobias and lose trust within the people who are supposed to protect our streets and make the streets a safer place, says copblock.org. In conclusion, police brutality is a huge issue in the U.S. right now. These officers believe that a badge gives them extra rights. They believe that they can violate our rights by taking matters into their own hands and negatively affecting our society. The U.S. government has corrupted itself by allowing bad and guilty cops and immunity to punishment. According to Prezi.com, the definition of police is the civil force of a national or local government responsible for prevention and detection of crime and maintenance of public order. In other words, to protect and serve. But police are doing the exact opposite. People are now feeling more in danger when police are around compared to when they aren't. If this problem is ever to be resolved, justice must be served to who committed this act. And this is a video of Rodney King, which was a man in New York City who was, I think he was drinking, and he got into a high-speed chase with the cops, and they ended up like beating him, but instead of arresting him, like they was used to. California? It's not California. It's not. No. 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 Does it sound like? Does it sound good? Oh.
There's no volume? There's no audio? Or is the bottom on? Or the big thing at the bottom? Hit the, there's a button on all the way on the left. Underneath the screen. The big black thing. The woofer thingamabobber.
The woofer.
Underneath the screen.
Right, this? Some
Yeah.
little tiny knob?
No. Turn on the left-hand side of that. There's a button to press in.
Oh, a new
On the
button?
left-hand side.
Turn it on.
Is it
Turn what
on?
Everything's on.
It's on.
On the left of that is a mute